Our life.
No, go back in there. Go back in there. Go back with your ready. Hold on. This is why I wanted to put it on my what you call it too. Hold on. I'm just making sure we're in. We're live. Okay, we're live. Okay. Wait, hold on. Oh, yep, we're live. Okay. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I have my amazing special guest here. If you want to introduce yourself.
Velvet. My name is Velvet.
Mm. Hi, Velvet. Hi. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you so much.
Actually, this is my first time meeting you,
Mm-hmm.
and from you too, because there was it's so many uh experiences with on the same vibe. So it's good to meet you. Like
Yes,
it's
it's very
finally
nice to meet you.
just good to meet you, talk to you.
Yes, because we have so much, I feel like, in common, and I feel like we kind of had similar experiences, but different experiences at the same time. So I definitely thought it would be a good idea for us to collab and kind of share how basically the after effects of everything and how you're healing, how I'm healing, um, and just talk about our experiences a little bit. How you
Okay,
feel about
great.
that? Okay. Hey y'all, hey chat, hey members. So I wanted
Peace
this,
to everybody in the chat.
yes. So I don't want this to be like an interview, but I'm gonna be asking her questions, obviously. So, first of all, we're gonna start with how are you? How are you and the girls?
Actually, like it's that's a loaded question, because
Yeah,
like consider my life. Nevertheless, like overall, we're doing amazing.
that's good.
Eliana's foundation is being, revamped, and she's being disciplined into a more better direction, which she's striving at. And Aviana, she's just becoming. How are you and your baby? I'm not sure if it's a boy or.
I have two girls, just like you. So,
Oh yes.
first of all, congratulations on your new baby. I want to talk about that a little bit and just the different experiences you had. But me and my kids, we're doing well. We're adjusting. Um, we're still having our ups and downs, and just trying to adjust to single motherhood. But overall, we're doing good. Just trying to stay afloat, kind of. But yeah, since you talked about the babies, how was your experience with your last baby, and your first baby, with birthing? Because you had a very traumatic birth. Like, I watched that.
Uh,
Like, that's one stream, like, that I like the whole day I was watching to make sure like you made it out alive. So I want you to go there a little
that's
bit.
actually like being that I was the person that was in it. I didn't realize until after the fact, and
Hmm.
then until after I had Avi. Now, once I had Avi, he had changed. Like in the sense that, as opposed to before, like when I to Eliana and stuff like that, I was extremely disconnected from myself. Like
Yeah.
I was not experiencing my own femininity. I was I felt like I was turned off. And
Yeah.
so in that turn, when a woman is pregnant, she's supposed to be connected. Liana, I didn't feel really connected to. I just kind of felt like I just had a baby, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No.
So that's like the main difference, though, as opposed from Eliana opposed to Aviana. Like when I felt emotionally connected because I was able to take care of myself when I was pregnant, give myself the make a happy and peaceful environment for myself. And Eliana, I didn't get it. It was always toxic. It was always finding something, to be negative
Hmm.
about it. So the actual birthing experience was way more pleasurable around than the first time around, just basically because I had a better environment, a more peaceful
Yeah.
environment where I was always fussing and arguing and stuff. But
And
the
not
difference
allowing
now,
your body, I was gonna say, and not just allowing your body to flow. You have so many ears, and I mean, you have so many voices and people in your ear. So I'm sure that was a hell of a lot of different experience.
yeah, it was disposition of the children as well. And I'm
Mm,
actually glad I did have Aviana. People look at it as a bad mistake or not, or whatever the case may be when in that regard lesson in the sense that because I had Eliana in such a toxic environment, Aviana is because now Eliana is being able to watch another child being raised by me. This is appropriate and this is not, and
mm.
understand the difference clearly. Through her little sister. For
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I completely understand that. That's kind of how my oldest is. She listens a lot better now that it's just like she's not the only one getting disciplined and stuff like that. So I completely understand that. With your labor, did you have a hospital labor or did you do home birth again?
I went for I went for home birthing, but I want out there for all of the other mothers who desire to have home birthing experiences and they can't because of
Mhm.
domestic or DV situations, and that was the case with my. I went for the all natural and everything like that, but because I had to, you understand, to protect my persons from people who were harassing me, it it kind of delayed to be able to go full force with the 100% all natural, because that costs money to use for yourself.
Yeah,
It costs money, so I had to use the resources that I had, which was they did allow me to use a shower and everything like that, but for my own personal got from my body, I had to make some decisions that I didn't want to make to bring Aviana in. Nevertheless, I was happy that I made those decisions, because if I didn't make those decisions, either she wouldn't be here. So obviously, the decisions that I did make in the hospital, led me to where I'm thriving. So in that regard, you know, it was
yeah,
it was a really great experience, the hospital. But I did have a doula, so my
yeah.
doula was there, and but nevertheless.
Yeah, listen, the goal is to get that baby out alive and healthy. It doesn't matter how you birth these babies because you are literally facing death. So don't ever feel
But you
bad.
want to
Don't
know?
ever feel, go ahead.
I don't feel any type of way about that experience. Only situation where the father of my first child, made me feel bad that I couldn't
Mhm,
experience. Made me feel bad for
mhm.
that. When my baby has to be pried out of my body because of my anatomy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really understand. Like, your whole body has to basically deconstruct itself. So in that regard, when I became in that experience empowered, because I was able to speak for myself. I was able to make
Yeah,
decisions for myself. That made me, and having that, yes.
yeah. I feel like
I,
who men um men really shouldn't have too much of a say so on certain things or have the nerve to even speak when it comes to actually delivering a baby because they truly just don't understand. So, yeah, that whole experience for you, me being a viewer watching it was I was scared for you. And I don't know, I was just scared for you. I know everybody else was scared for you. We were kind of all just watching everything go down. So, I'm just happy you're here. I'm happy you made it out alive. You got to
I
even do another birth, which is good because a lot of people go through you had a very traumatic birth. So Your second is like that's a blessing on its own.
I want to thank you so much. You're bringing up emotions for me right now that I never contemplated before. It's an amazing feeling because technically I don't really know you, but to know that you extend without even knowing me says a lot. It says a lot, and
Yeah.
it makes me like there are people out there who really cared about me going through this situation when I did thought, I was being groomed and massaged to believe that nobody cared about see me do well, and that I had to, depend on the other person that I was in a relationship with to self and have any type of self esteem. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of sucks, look, but I'm grateful. Like you are a part of the collective. Through this transition, and that's pretty much why I'm. Obviously we're on here right now because
Mhm. Yeah, I would say because that's one of my other questions is how you kind of received the support you were getting. I feel like people feelings are so strong. It's hard for them to really express, how much they care. So it seems like is negative, and that's what I had to learn too, because I was like, girl, you are tripping right now that you don't see what he's doing. I was one of the like if I could like talk to you by myself, I would have like gave you that, that kind of tough love advice because, but on the other side, because I experienced it also where people were giving me advice, even though they weren't speaking to me in a way that it was like receptive or I could receive it because it was like so harsh. Even though I kind of needed it a little bit, it was still hard to kind of receive it because at the time when you're going through so much and your brain and your body is just in survival mode, you kind of don't want to hear nothing that's just more, you feel more attacked than what you're already getting. So, hey, come over here. Hold on, y'all. Mommy moments, mommy moments. It's
yeah.
okay. It's okay. Hold on. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so were you able to read like the comments? Were you able to see what people were saying, or did he like shield you guys from? Because I feel like
It was
he kind of.
a
Go ahead.
shielding. It was a lot of. I mean, when we got on live, obviously we was able to see what people were saying. So much interrogating and gaslighting and brainwashing behind the scenes, like for hours on in every day to get us to believe otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he doesn't care about you, he's just out for himself. And then he would talk about how he wasn't for hours at us and get us to believe that what he was doing to us was the right thing, that was allowing him to do wrong to us, and
Mhm.
XYZ. So it was a lot of had access to all of our social media, so he would delete messages, he would delete a lot of things that especially in the inboxes, like we didn't get to see a lot of messages. He blocked a lot of people. There was a lot of blocking, and so outside of all of that, he would be, because of the point or whatever, he would
Mhm.
massage us to believe that because our family wasn't on the same, that we should denounce them in a way that is like, we can't hang with them or something, like you can't sit with me because, which I never really initially felt like that. I just kind of went for what he was saying because, that, over there, like everybody is following his way, and if you try to go outside of his way, physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, all the abuses, you know what I'm saying, so
Yeah.
it's like you try not to, in that type of setting, you try not to get in trouble, so you just do it. And I did that. I denounced my family. I said a lot of mean and
Funny
rude
on
things
our screen.
that I lied.
Go,
You know,
go ahead, Sabrina. Go ahead, sorry. Okay.
I lied to a lot of people. You know, in a sense, like you know, I would just say things. You know, just because I knew that it would take the pressure off of me for him coming on to me, verbally abuse me or physically abuse me or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to play like I had
No,
to
you
play
had to
my
play your
cards.
role. Yeah.
You know, and to and at, like learned that deck of cards could change if I had changed my mindset about that. Obviously, slowly but surely over time, once I started to accept that this wasn't held, my cards a little different, and then that's when you know that's when you see the growth of Velvet and Velvet's
Mm-hmm.
block. I choose different now. You know, I was choosing to believe like, oh well, he wasn't to believe that, but then I was like, I choose to believe that you don't want to believe me because XYZ. I don't know how you make me physically feel. It's not about the about the penis for me. Like I could be celibate. That's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So it was a lot of other tactics that he would use to bring in them all messed up and confused and
And everything else. Yes. So, did you know what a narcissist was before getting there? Or did you like realize when people started saying certain stuff?
no, I didn't know what I was never even hip to the word narcissist. I didn't
Yeah.
even know what that was. Actually, when I met him or whatever, I was like I'm thinking nobody could do me wrong. Like I don't do nobody wrong. I'm not gonna get that energy back. You know, into the world. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let's be friends. Let's build. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But but yeah, I didn't know. And when people started saying that he was a narcissist, saying that word period, I was still reluctant in a relationship to like research it because gaslighting so much, and then on top of that, you kind of in that situation. For me, I didn't want to research nothing because I just felt it like mentally incompetent. I couldn't process what was all going on to me because not only was I fighting for my life that he was a narcissist, I was also trying to protect my child and fight for her life because he kept using her against me, saying that he gonna X Y Z. There was many things that happened in the process. You know,
Yeah.
like he took all my literally like as people were telling me he's a narcissist. You should leave. You should leave. I'm trying to leave. There's documentation, and he got my passport and my birth certificate, and my baby don't got no paper. So now I gotta go. It was literally from like June. My baby was born in January. He didn't get my baby document. We had to smuggle her through borders and all kind. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
The extent that
Y-
keep me there. You know what I'm saying? And then when I did go back, like when I still wouldn't do my research. Like when people would still warn me, I would give him the benefit of the doubt because I had his baby. Trying to help the black man rise because that's what the hype is about. Oh, the black woman
Yeah.
is against the. And nah, that's not true. Black men out here making mistakes that's hurting themselves and getting them out of the situation that they other way around. The black man can't blame nobody for his situation but himself. He need to take
Hold on.
responsibility. You know, lifestyle that some of these black men are living. Not all black men are like this though. So,
Hold
you
on,
know,
hold on. You're getting a little trippy. At first it was like, okay, we can kind of go past it, but you're getting a little choppy. I don't know if it's because you're moving a lot, or I don't know if just which cause. So try to like not
what
move
about
so much.
now?
You're good right now. Talk a
Okay,
little
good.
bit.
Well,
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna talk slow and not.
Be
I
yourself,
didn't do
but
my
yeah.
research. I didn't do my research. When people were saying, "Oh, he's this, he's that," I just didn't do my research. I don't know. Maybe because I was maybe because I didn't really want that to be the truth when I already had his baby. It was a lot of emotion. Kind of just stayed away until physical things happened to me that made me realize he might be a narcissist.
Yeah,
And then I got out of there.
I didn't know what a narcissist was until mid relationship, and I started to realize, well, when I started hearing about it, and really your situation helped me kind of identify things, because as my narcissist was reporting on yours, I was like, you kind of do some of the same things. So your situation literally helped me see like the similarities in certain things. And I understood what you were going through on a certain level, especially being in the public eye. It's like you kind of want to say what's going on, but you want to protect the person that you supposedly love also, because you're in love. They're not probably in love, but you're in love. So it is hard to kind of process what you're going through when you're actually going through it, because when you're dealing with the narcissist, your body is in survival mode, and you're just trying to attach to the good benefits that comes with that person. So I completely
Yeah,
understand what you're saying. You get addicted to the highs and lows also. Like, okay, maybe we're just going through a rough patch right now. Things get better, and then, this moment I'm happy, and then this moment I'm really, really low. And you try to give that person the benefit of doubt, because for one, you love them, and you feel like, as a woman, naturally, I feel like stop. We feel like we can fix and heal our men. So we kind of take on that responsibility sometimes. Like, maybe, I could encourage him to be a better person, and he'll be a better person. So there's a lot going on with that. Go ahead.
I agree. There, not to go very off a little bit, but I had another point, but I'm gonna let that one go. But this point right here is the fact that like people and have said to me, "Oh, you tried to change him." I ain't never tried to change nobody. Or I know a part of my purpose is to invoke change. So if I invoke change in a person, it's because they want to change, not because I'm saying. Like, that's up to them, because they could very well much leave me alone and let me in the first place.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I ain't never tried to change him. It's just it was a lot of gaslighting and manipulation. Like,
Hmm.
I love you. I want to do that. And you try to coat that
Yeah, yeah,
that lie. Coat that lie. But yeah,
yeah.
but
That.
not to mention the like being on the public eye, because I think you did have a on that a little bit, like being in the public eye and going through this in a way like I said out loud when we was on live, like me and him would be on live, and he would like deliberately turn on me going through these like bizarre emotions is what he would
Hmm.
call it. But it was literally, and in those moments when we would go through all of that, after the camera I expressed that, he would like literally like get up in my face and be like, why would you make me look out to be a fool like that? He would say stuff like that. And not only would he do it to me, he would do it to everybody else. This man was in relationships with 10, 12 other people mine, so he was like treating all of us the same in a way. Like, it was just the simple fact that he had that much control to the point where he would say, don't say this, and we wouldn't.
Hmm.
He would say, only say this, only say what I'm teaching you. And then that's all express how we feel. We wouldn't express, So the fact that I was going outside right there, like him, because I was going outside of him wanting us to only things, it led me to not do lives as often as I used to. It
Hmm.
led me to suppress, so I wasn't able to express myself. And when I got in videos, it was literally just because I'm ready to go inside. I'm ready to get off live. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about what nobody do, so I can get off live, so I can get him and his live out my face. Period.
Yeah. That sounds, yeah, because I remember seeing, you could tell when you didn't want to be on live and, when you did have something to say or get off your chest. So that whole experience, I definitely remember. Yeah. Sorry. Kind of. Oh, sorry. What else was I say? Yeah. Yeah. So how was you guys? So basically, you guys had to like rehearse kind of before you got on live, or like what?
Like it wasn't a that well, because I had been there for so long. He would watch his videos, like the knowledgeable teachings that he do. He would encourage us to watch those videos over and over and over. So like these people will watch these videos to take in the information that he was talking about or saying in the video. Feel like they got it, then they would
Mm-hmm.
regurgitate. But see, for me, it was different. Like I think this what people got me all the way bent. I'm not about to sit there and be over. Yes, I was in a relationship with him. Yes, I had a child with him and everything like that. But our relationship was new. What buttons to press to get me to be in that circumstance. So I only had to watch his video one time because that information is already in me, because that's
Mm-hmm.
what I want to do with my life, and that's what I am still doing with my life. It came to me as second nature saying in this video because I understand that. You know what I'm saying? And so while about how this is affecting this part of the world and this is affecting this part of your body and this is why you need to stop, I'm thinking that we really are living this lifestyle. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because we're eating vegan and we're eating the things necessary. So that's why it did take even longer for me to realize, like, okay, this is less. It all came naturally to me. It comes naturally to me because, and this is what, like, oh, Velvet is the second such and such. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the first. He actually wants to be more like me. Actually, this is why
Yeah.
he wanted me to stay there. This is why he wanted her and try to turn everybody else into me, or try to teach them
Mm-hmm.
how to be me. Which, no, I can't teach nobody how to be. And he was even mad at that. He was mad at that. So I'm like, okay, I don't really know what you want. It all comes naturally to me because
Yeah.
the life that I'm saying, I desire to live. I don't know if that's particularly true for everybody else, or was technically one of his partners or not, or just somebody as one of his friends. I don't know if that's true for them people, but you know.
Yeah. I definitely think you made him look good. I feel like narcissists truly like that. They like, go, please. Go. Okay, well, you sit right here. Don't say nothing, okay? She's fine. She's okay. Sit. Go sit over there, please. Um,
I mean,
I
they
feel
love
like, sorry, mommy moment,
they
mommy
love
moment.
money. They love money.
um, yes, they literally just attached. But yeah, I
I
feel like,
understand.
huh? Yes, especially like I thought it was. Well, they're independent too, but like we're their safety. But yeah, I definitely feel like one, narcissists hate to get embarrassed, and they definitely take it out on you. Um, if if they do feel embarrassed for certain things, I know for me and my relationship, like even though we weren't so much on camera together that much. Like I felt like I had to uphold a certain image because who he wanted to portray himself, even though a lot of his like spirituality and stuff like that was definitely came from me. um I get what you're saying on him like imitating who you truly are, and like them just kind of being the image, if that makes sense. So I get that 100%. um Definitely
But
feel like
why?
you
But my
definitely.
thing is like, but my thing is like healing. Can you hear me?
Hmm.
This this is a part of what made my healer, because when I logically think about a person that would be a man, that would be a person that would be a man, and who would be with a woman, but is in turn jealous, destroy the woman in any kind of way that he can. It makes the healing process a little bit easier, because you know what you bring to the table, and you know what you brought to the table, and they disregard it because of their negligence, and they ain't going on, and they ain't got nothing to do with you. It makes you
Hmm.
realize as a woman that it really didn't have you. It has
Yeah.
everything to do with the little boy that's on the inside of these men. Don't want to be nourished by a woman, because that's what we there for. We a
Yeah.
relationship with a man. We're gonna nourish him. We're gonna nourish that little boy that's in his heart. You know what I'm saying? But when
That
a
little
man,
boy that never got loved. That's
you
important.
see what I'm
That's important.
saying? But when a man rejects that from his woman and not allow that love to come into him, insecurity. It leads to insecurities, and it ultimately leads them in a situation where they don't have a woman, or they child. Oh, you took my child away from me. No, you
Hmm.
took your child away from you. You are the reason why. Not
Yes. Or I feel like a lot of men who have those mommy daddy issues, I feel like in that area they definitely have similarities because they both were really raised with genuine love. Um, so I feel like when they do get the woman who is nurturing, who, is their better half, they don't know how to really receive that type of love, and they kind of punish you for it in a way. um, from my point of view, I feel like, and they get, they kind of take everything out on you. You're their punching bag, whatever the case may be, and they just don't know how to receive that real divine love. They need those type of women who is only like stroking their ego and being puppy dogs. But when they realize that they have a woman who is not bowing down to you, but like really trying to push you to be the best version of yourself, they get really intimidated by that, especially if you know who you are, as a feminine divine counterpart. So trust me, we're on the same page. We're on
got
the
it.
same page with that. We're definitely on the same page with that. So since we're talking about women though, because this is
It's getting
where
juicy.
yeah, this is where I really connected with you, because a lot of the stuff that you were saying, I was like, I was in another room while he was reporting, like, I know what she talking about. Like, I know what she talking about. Like, you're not doing this correctly. Let's talk about polygamy, okay? Because I feel like these narcissistic men specifically are trying to go into the polygamous relationship to obviously boost their own ego and have multiple victims at the same time. How was your real experience with polygamy?
Trash. Polygamy is straight garbage. Trash. Can't ask her. You hear me?
Yeah.
I don't want it. I don't want it. Leave me alone. I'll be the Virgin Mary.
Yes. Trust me. Trust me.
I don't ever want to experience nothing like that ever again.
Okay. Well, let
Because,
me see what I could say. Well,
only because of why it was so trash.
So did you at any point in time was like, okay, you know what, I truly resonate with polygamy, or was it like I'm solely doing this because I want to support my partner?
This that's what led me into polygamy, was the reason with it at one point. This was way back in Costa Rica in like 2017. You know, polygamous, but I wasn't with him at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I understood it, and because I'm such an open minded, like I can bring myself, to do not just about anything, but things, because the world that we live in is not okay. So I'm like, okay, what I could anything toward the benefit in humanity, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So in that circumstance, explaining it and how he had explained it made it seem like the black community women, the
Yeah.
women and the men are in danger, which we are, but he was making it seem
Trash.
like that we absolutely need, we
Yeah.
absolutely need to be polygamy, like, and, and I'm like, all right, I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying?
No. I 100%. Listen, when I tell you, what what be wrong? Like that's what I just know. That was a red flag that I missed. This the simple fact that you're like you absolutely feel like if we were not courting a female or he was not talking to another female, he would act like his life was horrible. And I'm like, what is going on
Yeah,
to like what is going on to where you need like you need this like I don't that's where I was like, okay, red flag, like this shouldn't make or
like it,
break
like
you.
the make or breaks, like facts, like
That is crazy.
literally. So I'm like, all right, oh, let's do it, So I'm starting to feel for humanity now. I'm like, shit, we
Yeah,
gotta, we gotta get the children together. You know what I'm
yeah, 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 yeah.
saying? So I'm going into it. As I'm going into it, it's like, oh, sleep with this one, sleep with that one, sleep with this one, sleep with that one, behind your back, in your face. You don't have. And see, my whole thing is, and the reason why I feel like I could be a good partner is in the sense that you just give me a choice. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I can't make no promises, but just allow me the choice. And that was why we was always fighting about it, because I never had a choice. I had twice before, and the first choice I never got to experience, and I'm glad I didn't get to experience it. The second reneged, and I was like, nah, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But every time I have said something about the relationship that I technically was in before all of these women, I was right about.
Yeah,
But it just still played into his ego to be with these women because they, you know, but it got real toxic for me because he started turning the women against me. Like, made them believe that I was against them, which made them turn against me. And so then, like, I can't be around y'all, and y'all can't be around my child neither. You don't like me, you don't like my child. You could do
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
And he was just making a environment for me that was dangerous. Period. That's
yeah.
dangerous. These women.
That's how I felt. I felt like, first of all, if I had like a say so with, okay, I feel like I get this energy from this person. I don't feel like we all could coexist together. I feel like he was so much more focused on him and the woman getting along more than us getting along together as we're supposed to be all in a relationship. Um, but I felt like when he started like not really caring about how I was viewed or how I felt about certain situations, I just feel like you can't just invite any and every woman into your space, into your relationship, because at the end of the day, especially a woman who really don't care for you or don't like you and only care for your man, I feel like I could be sleeping. This girl could slit my damn throat in my sleep and you don't care because you're just getting your rocks off. So that was a super and major red flag for me also, because it's like you don't really care about all of us coexisting together. You just care about who you can sleep with. And then when you do pin people against each other, then you go, sleep with them, or, you do this to be spiteful, or, that person who's in our relationship is not trying to make it better. They're just trying to tear us apart more, just have you to eat themselves. So I completely understand what you're saying in that area. But you have to deal with so many
Okay.
at the same time that I couldn't have done that. Like, honestly,
Yo, Golden. I dealt with women at a time.
so many.
At a time. And they would really be sitting up there like, she's got a problem. She's jealous. Jealous of what? Y'all in the me. Jealous of what?
Y'all the one
I'm
kissing
mad
my
at the
feet.
fact that y'all
No,
even in my house. I don't
close the
have
door.
no say so. That's what I'm mad about.
Yeah, and then
You
I
see
feel like he
what
purposely
I'm
tried.
saying? Like,
I feel like he purposely tried to make the other woman jealous of you, so it could be a lot of tension and all that other stuff. Because when he was mad, it was like, okay, we could finally express how we truly feel about this person, or whatever the case may be. And I don't know, that at times I was definitely rooting for you because I didn't like the other ones, but I could see also what he was doing to make them not like you purposely. So that creates just not a good environment for.
it was a dynamic where like in those polygamous relationships, it was to a point where I just would be like, no, even after trying to make it work, because I've tried to make it work where we coexist. But the women started disrespecting me. They
Yeah,
started disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm sharing my film, sharing my man with them.
yeah,
You see what
and
I'm
your
saying? So
child too. You were sharing
that
your
was
child too.
things that I had for my child with them, all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It just was too much. It was too much, and I really think I don't honestly don't know who sees that for what it is. If I got to, I will. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't want the person who I say I love feel. You know what I'm saying? Like around people that she just like. That's crazy. That's crazy. Nevertheless, though, started turning out in those relationships, it just turned out me just denying everything. Like I'm like no, and so what you call it, rejected by me. So it turned into these to have quote unquote meetings, and I would be
Hmm.
the center of the meeting, and everybody would be bashing me like, black women need you, like y'all encouraging me to be abused on social media. That's what you're saying to me right now. Like they all
Yeah,
gang up on me, and it would be meeting after meeting after meeting on I get my mind right to keep me there to keep following along. I'm like, no, this is not having sex with me after you just had sex with her, because I don't know what her vagina been, and she just slept with dude across away from us. Like I don't know what
yeah,
and he was with the other girl that just left 2 days ago. If we signed up for that, then let it be known. That way I can have a choice. Other than that, I'm out of here.
yeah. That is definitely a major issue that people don't talk about with polygamy, especially when the men are not using protection, because your body does not resonate with that naturally. Your body will start talking to you. Your body will start telling you, okay, this is not it, especially if you're sneaking around and doing stuff with. So I can definitely understand that. And also, you absorb those. Really? Okay. Thank you, because I'm pretty sure you woke her up. But okay. Close the door. Um, yeah, you kind of absorb those energies also, those other people's energies. So I know he was dealing with a lot of people. So how did like your body react to him dealing with so many people, like energetically? You don't have to talk about which, like you had a lot of
Right,
people's emotions
right.
inside of you.
Yeah, I did. I definitely, because like you could ask the person that's close to me now. Like when I started like like balling up, and I could literally feel the energy inside my body. So like I would sleep a lot, you know, because I couldn't deal with the energy, try to escape. You know, I would by myself, and then that turned him into a madman because he wanted me. I didn't want to engage, so that
Yeah.
led into physical abuse. You know what I'm saying? Which led to me number because I was being physically abused. Nevertheless, um, like finding like I literally would like puke at the smell of him, or not just be disgusting. Like my body start
Yeah.
going into like where I just didn't want to smell. Like I didn't want to. I'm like, you stink. They
Yeah.
stink. Her vagina is stinky, my nigga. You stink. I don't want to. Well, what stinks about it? And so we started investing in soap because of that. When like, little soap or whatever, but we really wasn't, especially like back in the day, like in Costa Rica, we was using Dr. Bronner's soap, but we wasn't like using like roll-ons and all other different kinds that we was using. But after I started bringing it up, that's when he started getting the roll-on, these essential oils. But I still had to keep having conversations with him about it because I just it just was turning me off. So he wanted me to start having like meetings where I'm talking to these women about them up and hygiene, and I'm just like, bro,
You're
I don't
being
want
the
to do this.
mom.
I didn't sign up
Yeah, you're
for this shit. I didn't
and
sign up.
and and most of the women were older than you, right?
Pretty much. And
That's crazy.
I'm just like, okay, whatever. So like like after it wouldn't turn on, like it just literally wouldn't turn on. So we got into arguments about that. We got into arguments about me not wanting to accept the other women, and that's why my body not turning on because I don't want the other women and all X, Y, Z.
I mean, yeah, I can understand that. I for me, I didn't. Well, for me, I didn't actually experience too much of physical polygamy. In the beginning, when I first came there, I did. He had somebody else when I moved in there, and then she left after what I'm gonna say. I honestly didn't even get to spend that much time with her, honestly, because she got deported. But um, I still didn't like the way that my body was reacting to it. And then on top of him like cheating and stuff behind my back, I could always tell when, another woman was involved because I could sense it and my body would just be super chaotic. My emotions would be super chaotic, like I'm having somebody else's energy inside of me. So, and obviously my body would react negatively when he was active with other people. So, yeah, so I can only imagine people like not taking care of themselves and how my body would react if I was like in your position. So that's actually crazy. And the
I
whole thing is
have
just
I didn't
crazy.
have dealing with this. I had been dealing with a polygamous relationship. I contracted chlamydia before, adenomas, and BV. Like BV was common.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
BV and yeast infections was common, and I contracted chlamydia and trichomonas from it. Cured from that now, but
Yeah. See, that is why I highly suggest people to truly understand what you're
oh,
going to be dealing with. Wow. What happened?
I'm
What was it?
listening. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I had a thought.
go
I had
ahead. You can say it.
a thought about this. No, because I really wanted to. I really did want to talk about this because like a lot of people do. I just want to bring this up for the sake of like all the people who do ask, because there was me stating that like I had herpes or whatever, and a couple people, other people who had herpes or whatever. The thing about herpes is that like when you really study it, when you really go into the understanding of it, everybody have it. It's just certain things trigger the
Hmm.
antibody, certain ways that you live your lifestyle, whether that be eating, eating, dealing with another person, the way you're sizing up, whatever it is that it may be, which is the number one cause for the is like through the diet or whatever. So if you're eating poorly, more people who eat poorly have for herpes. Nevertheless, you know, when you're taking care of yourself and you're healthy with it is, and you know that it's in everybody, and everybody has different levels of antibodies that will detect it to be. Some people experience like breakouts, and some people don't. It just depends on how you take care of yourself. Me personally, ever since I was quote unquote diagnosed with the herpes disease, experience breakouts like genital herpes or anything like that. I never experienced that, so I don't really know. I never slept with him after somebody saying that. I never a breakout with him sleeping with somebody that said that they had it too. You see what I'm saying? So even if the other person said like I had it, they had herpes too. I never got a breakout. I never seen a breakout on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't really know how deep the herpes thing go. Personally, I take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? I never saw that on my body. They know that they around me, and I am open with that portion of my life only because it was publicized. When it wasn't publicized, when I found out I had in 2017, the partner that I had at the time, I let them know it did. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, I don't know. It's just a whole interesting topic. Herpes in their own way based off of their lifestyle. That's what I want to say about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you cleared that up. Because I'm sure people would want to know. I want to talk about you and the girls' relationship, because for me, I feel like I was so. I feel like I was so. I don't want to say territorial, but as a woman, I feel like we're naturally like territorial, especially when we have like families with this person and stuff like that. So, was it because of the way that he was going about stuff solely, or was it because, you know, or you just didn't, vibe with the girls, or you just did not like polygamy, your relationship with the girls?
I think it was a compilation of all of the above. Cause like I said, like at first, like even when I didn't have a choice, I about it. Even though I really didn't want to be, I still would, and everything would aggravate me. Like down to the way that the women would talk, because I knew it wasn't genuine, and I would say it. Like I would say it. I would be like, "You're not genuine right now."
Mommy moment, guys. Chat, if you are in here still, I kind of want to, thinking about putting the rest of it.
You're saying when part two?
Huh? Hi.
You were saying
She's so cute. Okay. She's okay. She's your little twin. You got a twin too.
yeah. You were saying you wanted to do a part two?
A part two?
Oh no, just no.
I think this is good right now. So do you think we should kind of do a part two? Okay, how about I exit out of this live and I go live on my regular channel so I don't have to edit, and then we can just finish the, you know what I'm saying?
I can get on. How do you? Well, I would have.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna just resend you the link like I just did.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So
left off.
Where did we leave off? You gotta remind me.
You were asking me
Oh yeah, your relationship with the other women. Okay. Okay, so leave it at
Yeah,
that. I'm gonna recreate another live stream, and yeah, okay. I'll
got
send you the other link.
got
Okay.
it.
Okay, y'all, we're going live on my on my actual channel, so stay tuned.